everybody, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to set up a Crested Gecko cage. So the first thing we'll go over is supplies, and here I have bedding. So there's a lot of different options you can use for bedding, but I have coconut fiber here, and I got it in a brick form, and then I put water in a bin with it, and it expands and it makes this loose bedding that's really good for humidity. Over here we have a bunch of plants. Crested geckos are arboreal, so they do need or like foliage to climb in. I have like 4 different little hanging plants that will go on the walls and some on the ground to act as coverage so they can hide and jump and that kind of thing. So then we have a little bark round, and this is great for them to hide in. It's great for them to sleep in and all that kind of stuff. And then I also have another piece of wood, and I don't know what this one's really called, but it's just kind of a tree-like piece of wood, and I place this at the bottom, and it's good for climbing. And then this is more of just for decoration, but I have a little coconut hide. Crested geckos don't tend to use hides because they're arboreal, they're never really on the ground, but I do just like the look of this, so that's why I have this. So I also have a little food dish here, and this is a Repti ledge, and it sticks onto the wall using suction cups, and then you put the food and water in each of these little dish slots. So this is great because crested geckos, well, not all, but a lot of them like to eat up high like they would in the wild, so this is a great food dish. So next you're going to need a cage, and mine is an Exoterra 12 by 12 by 18. There are a lot of other caging options you can use. I've seen people use tall, like plastic storage bins that they've like put holes and made special adjustments to. So it'd be good for a crested gecko. I just prefer the glass Exoterras just because I find them to be better display cages. But there are a lot of other options you can look into if you didn't want to use an Exoterra cage. So up there I have a lamp that's providing light and minimal amount of heat. Not everybody uses a light on their crested gecko cage. I do because I live in a pretty cold climate, so it's cold half of the year and the cage would be quite cold. So I do keep a light on it with a bulb that provides, like I said, minimal amount of heat. You do want to keep crested gecko's temperature between 78 and 82 approximately. That's what I found on the internet. Of course, there's a lot of other people that would say differently, but that's kind of what I do. So next right here I have a temperature gauge, and this is a digital one, and it just tells me the temperature right there. So right now it's at 78, but I've been having it open and closed. And then you can see back here is the probe that is attached to the thermometer, so this is where the temperature is reading from. And I have that just so I can make sure it's not too warm or too cold at all times. And then in the cage right there, that is a hydrometer to check the humidity, to make sure the humidity is right. And generally for humidity it shouldn't be any less than 50, but preferably should be around 70. So the first thing I'm going to do is add the bedding to the bottom of the cage, and I usually just put the bedding at about 2 or 3 inches down on the ground there. It's not super important how much you put. Bedding can help with, obviously, to keep humidity, but yeah, it's kind of a personal thing. I just put about, like I said, about 2 to 3 inches. If you're using cocoa fiber, I like to just squeeze out a little bit of the water because you don't want it to be too much water. But I kind of just put it in on the bottom here. So I'm just going to fill the bottom of the cage about 2 to 3 inches. I just kind of play it by ear and see what it looks like. I just kind of get it so that it's covering the floor. It's got a few inches, and yeah, so that's pretty much all there is to that. So first I'm going to stick the plants to the wall. So now I'm going to put a plant on the ground, and I put this one on the ground. It's very big and full, and this way if she ever is on the ground, which is almost never, it's more just for decoration, I don't know, it's just another place to hide if she wants, and it also looks really good in my opinion. So I just kind of put it down in one of the corners. I think I'll put it in this corner down here. So now I'm going to be putting in the bark wood items. So I'm going to start with the tree-like one, and I kind of just arrange it. This one's kind of large for the cage, so I kind of just have to arrange it to whatever way it fits in the cage, and I kind of just get it so that different branches are going to be different places so that she can climb and jump and all of that fun stuff. So next I'm going to add the cork bark round piece, and this one I always kind of just stand up using the other wood piece here and just kind of put it in and get it so that it's kind of leaning so she can use it as a hide and also a way to get up. So I'm going to add the little coconut hide. Like I said, crested geckos pretty much never use these hides that go on the ground. I just like it for decoration. So I just kind of put it in, just try to fit it in. So now I'm going to add her food dishes, and I just usually stick them right up here, low enough so that she can jump to it using the cork bark piece here, and just kind of sit it in there. So here's an overview of the cage. It's pretty simple. I don't do anything too fancy. It's just kind of been what's been working for the last few months for my crested gecko, and yeah, so here is what it looks like. So the last thing I'm going to do before being all done is just give the cage a good mist, and yeah, that's how I set up my crested gecko cage. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.